I just think to give extension of this, St. Paul's view of forgiveness and so on, the Christian view. You can't imagine how useful this was to Constantine. Forgiveness. I mean, his mum was not high society. I mean, the equivalent of a barmaid, you know, and would not have been accepted. And of course, he's close to mum. He wants her accepted by his empire. And of course, if he's got the Christian religion, well, you're born again. We don't remember the past. We refuse to. It's all good now. It's happy days. It's a perfect religion to do exactly what he wants to achieve vis-a-vis mum, and vis-a-vis anything the world may have felt he'd already done wrong to date, you know. So he makes his empire Christian as he usefully sees it to be, of course. I don't know, I could check it, but I can't. But, you know, it'd be worth checking out who Constantine's parentage was. Apart from mum, of course. I mean, did she have an affair with an emperor? I mean, how'd it go? I'll check it out sometime, but not here. That's not my central purpose. Yes, how ideal was Christianity from Constantine's point of view? Yes, at a time like, you know, trying to think what was something memory lapse, I say to God, you know, give it to me, Lord. Now, of course, I don't mean I have to have it. I mean, only could he give it? And he does. And it's come to me just listening to the next bit of the recording just before this that I was on, somewhere around 2 minutes through. And I thought, yes, this property thing, what bugged the Paramahansa mission? Right through, not just Paramahansa, but SRF and Ananda, you know, Kriyananda. Property rights, legality, going to the world to sort out your rights. Costs them a fortune. More than that. Costs them a preoccupation, of course, instead of what they're called to. I'm going to turn it round heroically and say we don't need property. God has it all and will use it as he wishes. And it's all good how he wishes. All wonderful. I don't need to own the cattle on 1,000 hills. He does. I'm speaking allegorically, you understand. I'm not pro-eating meat, as you know. Or killing, rather. Eat meat, mind that, you must. It's not very healthy for you, though. But, no, you know what I mean. Anyway, that's an aside. Yes, property rights. By the grace of God, I unloaded property from the beginning in mistaken myopic loyalty to mum instead of to both parents. But I was young, a child. We make the most horrendous mistakes. But our loving heavenly parent, our dad, heavenly dad, knows all about that and loves us because of who he is, or she, whichever way you're thinking of it. But property rights, it's like battling for a career, isn't it? Yes, you can, go from nowhere academically to being a professional economist or something, but are you sure that's why you're here? No, I'm not. Just thought I had to have some sort of living. No, it doesn't. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. Oh, actually, I was humanist. No, I was saving the world. Oh, yes. The economist would have the solution as to how to rescue the world. I didn't realize the problem, the nature of the problem of the world's difficulties, which is the heart of man. If he were loving, there wouldn't be this sort of want at all. There'll be other wants, of course, but not the horrific physical ones we think of that have escorted man down the centuries. And possibly only the centuries. Well, we go back a long way perhaps. Perhaps we just relied on nature far more. You know, I mean, who owned but the king? Still so technically in some societies like the British. It's the whole country is owned by the monarch. People just have the free use of such, the freehold as they call it. Mind you, I mean, if the Crown tried to claim it back, there'd be revolution and so on. And he'd get bombed in the night, I expect. Yes, property rights. Of course, property rights have been paramount for the secular, because without the assurance and love of God, you're in desperate need of certain resources, and they come with land. So ownership or power over land seems paramount, but of course it's not. It's an illusion. What's paramount from a selfish point of view is actually your provision and well-being, hope and happiness and health. And that's not assured by a life devoted to holding onto property and getting more of it, or career, as we know. It's to have love, appreciation, harmony. In other words, good relationships with others is paramount. And from that should come the enlightenment that, of course, my priority should be relationship with my perfect God as I understand it. And then all will follow rightly because he is perfect, not because my view is. Not because my view of him is perfect, but because he is perfect. He will, if you like, honour or accept as an offering my devotion to my view of God. And in compassion and kindness, he will change and adjust my view here in this universe of the transitory. That he has the joy of validating my being, simply because he's chosen to love us as a perfect father would love his family and kids. How lovely. So, yes, if you'd taken this obsession with property rights, copyright rights, legal rights, defense against being sued by some unloving rebel in the camp that decides to leave. If you had been like that, you had more time in your short stay here simply to relate well to those around you. And God would call the tune and the opportunities as to who you relate to. And you might think that this old chap you're talking to is not that important compared to the thousands you could be meeting on social media, say. But God has it right. It would be madness to purpose contrary to what he knows to be right, and a blessing, true blessing, in the way he understands it all. We have various ways of understanding God. The word all is quite a good one. It's pretty Buddhist, actually. And they think it's not about God at all. You could see him as, not so much Divine Mother as the Virgin Mary. You know, it's many a Catholic that's what they worship, I think. I suspect. Or you may see him as Heavenly Dad, Heavenly Father, or Father in Heaven. Or you may see him as dearest friend. Or you may see him in some other very personal way that you see God. That's fine by him. He'll honour that. And when I say honour that, he'll lead you through to, well, perhaps in a sense, said nicely, but something more appropriate in his understanding than we in our childishness have grabbed hold of. But he's not holding such in contempt. On the contrary, he's delighting in the spirit and essence of our desire for goodness and integrity and love and faithfulness. He honours that, or if you like, to put it better, it quickens his heart to respond in the most loving, caring way. As if he wasn't already, but I can't explain it, and it doesn't matter, does it? You're loving your God, and that will do just fine. Absolutely. You know, my 3 kids have a different view of me, and they all appreciate me. Oh, goodness, that's just lovely. They've got different views. I'm not out to correct their views. I mean, accept them as far as it might be a blessing to them, of course. But I wouldn't correct them in some overbearing way. I would hope to subtly lead them in the right direction. Out of love. Yes. Love you, Heavenly Dad. I don't know where you've given me this particular view. I think it's something to do with John 17, but something to do with Paramhansa and something to do with Mum. And it's probably something to do with all the other people that have been caring, that my heart's responded to. Love you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you, Dad.